Hello, everyone. It's Allie Phillips, and we are here for part 9 of our 2019 Year of Self-Care, Year of You. So we are in September, and our topic is learning and personal development. So we're just going to hop right in. And nothing I'm going to talk about is meant to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease, unless the disease is that you are not in a learning mindset. So let me tell you a little bit about me. So I am a former prosecuting attorney. I have been an attorney for 25 years. I am a legal educator. I am a public speaker, an author, an advocate on behalf of animals and people. I am the founder and the CEO of a nonprofit called Sheltering Animals and Families Together. I have my healing business called Manifested Harmony because I am also certified as an energy healing master teacher in 3 different modalities. I am an essential oil educator specializing in pets, and I am a self-care seeker because with all of that, that's a lot. So before we dive in, if you have not gotten your copy of The Oily Pet, this is the book that you want if you have questions about essential oils for pets. You can get it now, and you can get it with free shipping. And so I mentioned that we are in the year of you. This is a year of self-care. So the second Wednesday of each month at 7 p.m. Eastern, we're going to cover a different topic. And we are now in the 9th month. So after today, we only have 3 more topics. So I would encourage you to get registered and to come and join in on these webinars. But you can also go back on my website and you can listen to the past classes. Because when we think about self-care, it is a lot more than getting a mani-pedi. This has been very eye-opening for me this year. Because if you struggle with self-care because you have so much going on in your life, this is the time to really start changing that and turning that around. I'm choosing in 2019 to take care of myself because if I don't take care of myself, everyone around me suffers. If you don't take care of yourself, everyone around you suffers. Self-care is not selfish. And when you engage in self-care, you are no longer self-sacrificing. So this is really, really important. And so the theme for this month is all about intellectual stimulation. It's all about learning, and it's all about personal development. So I've been very, very excited about this topic because I am a rabid learner. I have stacks of books on my nightstand. I am constantly reading and constantly learning, but I know that that's not everyone. And so this is one of my favorite sayings. I make sure that I say this out loud every day because I really want to learn something new every day. And when I do, I will say out loud in front of people, I learned something new today. And it just reinforces that that is my mindset and that is my intention in my life. And those words have come out of my mouth every day for decades. Because when you learn and engage in personal development every single day, yes, every single day, it becomes a level of self-care at the soul level that no mani-pedi can ever replace. But we're also going to talk about times when you're so intensively learning and growing that you actually need self-care. And so when I said every day, seriously, every day, birthdays, holidays, when you don't feel well. Actually, when you don't feel well is the best time to learn because you can just haul up on a couch with a book. So every day, because here's the thing. If you are not learning, you're not growing. And if you're not growing, you're dying. And it really is that simplistic. I know people in their 90s, 80s and 90s who learn something new every day, and they are so sharp. And they are just so with it and so excited about life that you'd look at them and say, wow, you actually don't look that old. And then I know people in their 30s that stopped learning and they look like they're 60 years old. There is something self-care related to learning, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So to me, learning is a form of self-care. So I want to ask you a couple of questions. So when was the last time that you picked up a book to read without any distractions? The joy and pleasure of reading is developed at an early age. I had a book in my hands at the age of 4, and I was reading Nancy Drew books in first grade. My parents really encouraged this, and we were actually talking about that this weekend, that it really created problems for my elementary school teachers because I was reading 5 and 6 grades above where I actually was, and it created problems. And so if you have children, creating a love of reading is going to make sure that they are lifelong learners, which is great self-care for them. So unless you really abhor reading, reading is fantastic for our minds and for our souls. Because in this day and age, it gets you away from technology and it actually takes you to another place. So reading and learning for pleasure takes us out of our logical left brain and gets us into our imaginative right brain. And if we spend too much time in either side of those brains, we will be in balance, and that's not self-care. All right, the second question I want to ask you is, when was the last time you took a class? I'm not talking about a college class. I'm not talking about a class for credit or a class that you have to take for some sort of certification. It could be a short in-person workshop or an online class like this. It could be a day-long opportunity. It could be a class that takes months or years. It could be anything. It could be a ballroom dance class. You could learn how to play pool or throw an axe. When we allow ourselves to learn something new, we grow as a person. I am constantly learning. And when I think back to who I was a year ago or 5 years ago, I look back and I now am a different person than what I was then. Because when we learn, we gain confidence, we gain wisdom, we gain parts of ourselves that have been locked up and they start to open. And I see this in the energy healing and essential oil classes that I teach. I see people start to open something in themselves that was always there but was locked up. I love it when left brain people come to my energy healing classes, accountants, engineers, attorneys like me. When they come to an energy healing class, I can see the right side of their brain and they have an aha moment. And it's lovely and it is amazing for then how they live their life. And then my last question is, when was the last time you learned something for personal development? That you actually read a book that was all about how to be your best you? Because I firmly believe that we should never stop growing into our best self. There is always more to learn. There is always more stretching that we can do. And so when we learn, we can start to solve problems that were actually created with lack of knowledge. And I love this quote by Albert Einstein, that we can't solve problems by using the same kind of thinking we used when we created them. We actually have to learn something new in order to solve the problem, right? So never, ever stop learning. This is just so important for all of us. So let's talk about self-care during personal development. So the flip side of learning is what I call personal development, because learning, you can learn ballroom dance and you can learn, how to cook and stuff like that. But when I say personal development, this is when you're intentionally learning down a path to better and to improve who you are personally or who you are in your business. For a lot of us who are entrepreneurs, we engage in daily personal development because it helps us grow ourselves so that we can grow our business to the next level. And the most successful people do this. So what I have found is that most people actually don't engage in personal development because they're either in a job where they're told what to do, when to do it, and who to do it with. And that requires learning, but it really doesn't require personal development because you're being told what to do. So personal development is what people do when they're stuck, when they're growing a business, when they're taking themselves to the next level. So in personal development, you actually uncover self-awareness. So you learn new things and you learn new things about yourself. It feels really good. You have better self-esteem, and you don't settle because you know that there's always more personal development to be done. You know, many a times I have caught myself saying, I'm done with personal development. I'm good. I don't have time. I'm good. And then I see a book or a program or an online class. And it's kind of the universe's way of saying, oh, Allie, that was so cute that you think you're done with personal development, because you're not. So you become self-aware. The next thing is you actually find direction. You find your purpose. You're more likely to reach your goals when you actually have a purpose, and then you can actually set goals. And this can impact all areas of your life, from health to finances to work to relationships to spirit, spirituality. And, if you're one of those people that you feel like you don't know what your purpose is, engage in personal development. I'm actually going to recommend some books at the very end of the webinar. The next thing is personal development helps you with focus and effectiveness. So you become a better problem solver. You become a better thinker. And I've actually been putting this into action the last 2 days. I have been hunkered down here in my home office for over 24 hours, finishing up, writing, and editing a publication that I created. I'm coming out with the next edition, and it's been hanging over my head for a year. And I finally, because I engage in enough personal development, I know I'm self-aware enough, and I know that I can become focused if I just set the intention and say, enough, I'm going to do it. And I do it. And the nice thing is I'm almost done and it feels great. This is what personal development does for you. You find that you actually start getting stuff done. The next thing is you find motivation. You find that you are no longer making excuses for things. You end up inspiring others because you're getting stuff done. And you do things that you would have never done before, like start a business or write a book. So I like to share, especially on social media, when I'm doing something like what I've been doing the last 2 days, where I've just locked myself down to get some work done, because if that helps to inspire somebody else to do it, then I feel really great about that. The next thing is you uncover resilience, and you find that you can adapt to change, and then you begin to seek change, because goal-oriented people and people who are growing and learning never want to be stagnant. If you are stagnant, you're going backwards. And if you're going backwards, you're dying. So you always want the resilience to embrace change. So if you're the sort of person that says, I don't like change, well, then you're stuck. And so your life is stuck. Learning and personal development can get you out of that. You'll find that you have fulfilling relationships because you become happier. You learn how to see people differently, and then people see you differently, and actually more interesting, because you've started to really to bring out your best self. It's always there. You've just got to bring it out. And then the last thing that it does is it helps you with business growth, because I cannot think of a business in this world where the creator of it, the owner of it, the lifeblood behind that company is not engaging in personal development. Because when they have a rough day, do they just wash their hands, make an excuse, and say, you know what, I have a headache. I don't think I can do that today. No, absolutely not. People who are just really going for it they have done enough personal development to where they say, you know what, headache, I got an essential oil. I'm going to take a sniff, and then I'm going to bust through my to-do list. It takes personal development to do that. And so when you engage, so what I have found is that because I engage in personal development every day, and I'm learning every day, and I'm growing every day, and have been doing this for as long as I've been an adult, when you engage in chronic personal development, you actually need self-care, because some days it can feel overwhelming. Because when you start to open up to new ideas, and you change the way you look at things, and you change the way that you do things, you actually may feel stress and you may feel resistance. So self-care is absolutely necessary when engaging in personal development. And it's the main reason why I've had a self-care theme all this year, because of my personal, intensive personal development. As I grow two businesses, I need self-care. And so I teach what I'm doing. And that's why all y'all are getting a year of self-care, because guess who needs it the most? This one. And so what are the sort of things that you need to learn? Not necessarily what you want to learn, but what do you know that you need to learn? Do you need to learn to nurture yourself? Do you need to work on your mindset? Do you find yourself going, okay, let me stop for a second. No one ever admits to being negative, ever. I encounter people all the time, and they're like, oh, I have such a positive mindset. And then I listen to their words. This even happens to me. I listen to words, and I listen to responses during stress. That's when you know if you have a positive mindset. And so do you need to work on your mindset? Do you need to grow into a leader? For whatever it is you're going to start leading. Maybe you're leading a family. Maybe you're leading a brownie troop. Maybe you're leading a business or a team. Do you need to learn a new skill or a craft or a new language? Do you need to learn who you want to be? Not what do you want to do, but who do you want to be? There's all sorts of things that we can learn. So what intrigues you? Really, what intrigues you? So as we dive into some things that you can do, some self-care things as you learn, this is my top 10 cheat sheet. Every single day I do this. I am choosing joy and finding gratitude and giving myself self-love in this really difficult world that we live in. Because I don't want to feel that it's difficult. I want to be joyful, and I want to find gratitude and take it easy on myself. I use essential oils in the shower and at bath time. I'm drinking my Ning Charette. If you don't know what Ning Charette is, it's the most amazing drink that on the planet that Young Living has created that actually gives me energy and gives me life. I put essential oils in my water. I have essential oils in my skincare. I give myself quiet time every day, even if it's only a couple of minutes, and I'm smelling my oils. I'm eating whole foods with every meal. See, I'm smelling my oils. I am not eating out of a bag, a box, or a drive-in window. I get moving, I get stretching. I use Progessence Plus at nighttime to help me have healthy hormones so that I can sleep. And then I put restful essential oils in the diffuser. These are my top 10 that I do every single day that are so easy. And I would encourage you to do the same thing, because no matter what our self-care topic is, these 10 things are going to hold you very well every single day. And it may seem like a lot, but it's not. Like this whole list you can do in less than 10 minutes. It's that easy because it works right into your routine throughout the day. I also like to talk about a chakra. So all year long, we have been working our way up from the earth chakra. Most people think about just the basic 7 chakras, but as we are in an energy expansion, and as we go through this energy expansion, we are opening up and activating additional chakras. So the causal chakra is all about silent peace. When you think about learning, you need to have silence and peace in order to learn, right? So, so we have our 7 traditional chakras. An additional 5 have been in the process for years of opening up for us, and this is one of them. And the opening of this chakra is what helps with the spread of spirituality. So you may find that all of a sudden you're interested in chakras, and you're interested in essential oils and crystals and, energy healing and tarot cards and things like that. And so if you are able to calm your mind, and if your mind is ready for subtle frequencies, your causal chakra is ready to activate. And so this is why having a consistent meditative or quiet time practice is important. That's why in that prior list of 10, you notice it said 5 to 10 minutes of quiet time a day, because it's going to help open up your causal chakra. And so this chakra helps to keep the mind clear, calm, present, serene. It's perfect for learning and personal development so that you can actually get clear guidance. When you have peace of mind and mental stillness, then pure creation starts, and the light of your soul can actually penetrate everything. So when this chakra is activated, it will align with the soul star chakra, which we're going to talk about in the December webinar. That's the final one we're going to talk about. And that is for true soul purpose living, because the causal chakra, the whole purpose is to receive energy from the soul star and bring it into your mental layer of your body. This is your thinking layer where your beliefs are, your thoughts are, to bring your soul purpose into that layer. And it is located at the center. So it's going to be like right here on the side of your head, kind of between the back and the side. It's on an angle here, about 3 to 4 inches out here, okay? So it does not work on the physical body, but it works on spiritual energies that come into the physical body. So what this chakra does is it raises your vibration and it illuminates the deep feminine wisdom that's held within the soul. It also provides two-way communication with the angelic realm, which is totally cool. Now, when it's balanced, you can receive messages and signs, and information and inspiration from higher spiritual realms. You learn to detach from learned beliefs that no longer serve you. Activation of the chakra actually alters our perception and broadens our horizons of consciousness. And what it does is it invites spiritual meaning into all of our inferior mental patterns and programs. So these are limiting beliefs and false beliefs that they're not ours. And so it enables you to stay calm and clear regardless of your current trials and tribulations. So when you're balanced, that's what's going on. Now, when you're out of balance, when this chakra is not open, but is just overloaded, you're unable to release the memories of old patterns, behaviors, and experiences. And you just find yourself cycling through past thoughts. And you have limiting beliefs, but you're doing nothing to get rid of them and to reprogram them. So when you're imbalanced in this chakra, you continue to attract similar experiences and you get caught up in self-judgment and guilt and regret. So this is a really important chakra. If you like to work with crystals, the crystal that you want to work with is kyanite. And what you're actually going to do is you're going to lay down, you're going to put kyanite above your crown with a clear quartz on top of it. You're going to lay there and meditate. That's going to help open it. If you like to work with oils, the Awaken oil, I'm actually going to be talking about this in a little bit. Harmony, Transformation, these are all blends from Young Living, or just delicate flower oils will help. But this is an amazing chakra. And so I just want to give you a couple of lifestyle recommendations. Usually I have like a huge list, but when you're learning, the main thing is to choose one thing that you'd like to learn more about. Do you want to learn how to nurture yourself? Well, then you can go through my whole self-care series to date. That's easy. Or maybe you want to learn how to speak Italian, or you want to learn how to cook, vegan, gluten-free. Choose one thing that you want to learn. Choose one thing that you'd like to personally develop in yourself. Maybe it's a more positive mindset, working on limiting beliefs, and then turn off the television and social media and give yourself time. Because when people say to me, oh, Allie, I don't have time for that. Really? I just scrolled through social media for 5 minutes and saw that you liked and commented on about 40 posts. You know how much time that took? It took a lot. Get off of social media. Get off of television. Learn. When I'm in my car, I stream YouTube videos and Facebook Live videos just right through my car. I'm just driving and I'm learning at the same time. So create a habit of learning every day. Create a morning routine where even if you just read a page of something, you're setting your day off with the intentionality of learning. I'm a big fan of morning routines. I had them, I got out of them, I got back into them. And, I have a book that has, like affirmations and, positive things to focus on each day. And I just open up to that day and I read it. I learn something. It gives me something to focus on for the day. Create a morning habit that's based in learning and personal development. And then give yourself white space in your calendar. If your calendar is so packed, I wish I could show you my calendar because I actually have it chunked out because I have multiple businesses. I have to chunk my time so that I am effective and get everything done. And sometimes I look at it and it's like, oh my gosh, I have blocked out 13 hours every day. Sometimes I work more than that. Sometimes I work less than that. But I have blocked out 13 hours. Give yourself white space. And so that's what I'm doing now. I'm giving myself white space. I am making myself stop working at 8 p.m. I love, love, love everything that I do, but I make myself stop so that I have white space, so that I can learn and, read personal development books and get on webinars and learn stuff. So it's just working this into your lifestyle, because if your thought is you don't have time, then who's living your life? And I understand when women say, well, Allie, I have kids. Okay, so now you're going to raise children to behave the same way. I don't think you want that for your kids. You need to show your kids that, hey, mom needs time. Mom gets an hour every night to herself. Go do your homework. And with your spouse, I need time to myself. With your job, you need time to yourself. It doesn't matter what is in your life. You could be even caregiving a parent. You deserve time to yourself. This is one way that you can do it, because it can be very relaxing to read. Read a Harry Potter book. Very relaxing, takes you to a whole different place. Now let's talk about our products of the month. So I like to break down products for each self-care topic according to our physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual body. So I actually challenge my essential oil team with one product every month to give it a try and then report back. And our product challenge this month is MindWise. So this stuff is pure gold for your brain, because without your brain health, you do not have health. You just don't. I will never forget when Dr. Oliver Wenker, who is Gary Young's personal physician, and he's a diamond with Young Living, he said this at a conference, that if you don't have brain health, you don't have health. I've never forgotten about it. Because when you think about all that the brain does, if it starts to malfunction and slow down, it will impact every body system. Every body system. MindWise should be your BFF, no matter what your age is. And I know people in their 20s, 30s, and 40s think they're invincible. And you know what? Y'all need to get over that. You need to protect yourself, because what you do for your body before the age of 50 will hold you the rest of your life. You do not wait until you're 50 or older. So this is a tasty cognitive and cardiovascular supplement. Our brains need good fats, and that's what's in MindWise. It's packed with vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, omega-3s. It feeds and supports the brain, the immune system, joints and muscles, and so much more. It's dairy-free, gluten-free, soy-free, vegan. 1 tablespoon a day. I add it to Ningxia Red. is amazing. It'll support your brain and your cardiovascular health in a very powerful way. And if you find yourself having brain fog, needing help to concentrate and focus, feeling overwhelmed, which impacts your focus, forgetting why you walked into a room, take this every day and you start now. It's very powerful. For our emotional body, brain power. Brain power is awesome for when you need super focus as you learn and grow. So I have been diffusing brain power in my diffuser here as I've been locking myself down to get this publication done. I mean, this publication right now is 100 pages. It's pretty hefty. And so I like brain power because imagine that you made a crazy decision to write a book or to set an unhuman deadline, both of which I've done. And then you have writer's block. Been there and done that for a year with this publication. You diffuse this, you smell it, you topically apply it on your forehead, you topically apply it on the back of your neck, and you will feel how your brain comes to life with amazing focus and energy. It's amazing. It smells beautiful. I love it. Now for your mental body, where all of your thoughts and beliefs are and your thinking, present time. So we all have distractions. We've got either kids or pets or partners or coworkers or notifications on our phone that go ding all the time, or we have thoughts that are distracting. But when those distractions actually take you off task, it's time to laser focus, and that's where present time comes in. Because when you are interrupted, it takes an average of 23 minutes and 15 seconds to return to your original task. 23 minutes and 15 seconds to return to your original task. When you are focused on something and you are distracted, your brain will wipe. That's the easiest way I can describe it. It wipes what you were doing. You got distracted, and then you come back, and how many times have you said, what was I talking about? It's because your brain wiped. It's a protective measure. 23 minutes and 15 seconds it can take you to get back on task. I don't have that kind of time, and I don't think you do either. This has 3 oils in it, and it brings you into the moment. So if your mind has ever been consumed by regrets of the past or worries of the future, or if you're dealing with loss or buried emotions, this blend unites mind and body, especially during times of fear. So here are 5 things that I do to stay productive and focused while I'm smelling present time. I make a list in order of importance what needs to be accomplished for the day. I do this the night before so that I'm ready to go first thing in the morning. Number 2, I put myself in a location where I will not be disturbed. If that means working out of my car or in a vacant parking lot, I do it. I've locked myself down here today. I physically took this and I put it downstairs. I turned the volume off of my computer and I hunkered down. Number 3, turn the volume off of your phone so that notifications don't disrupt you. They should be off anyway. They should never be distracting you. There is nothing that important that can't wait until you check it. Number 4, drink water so that your brain is hydrated and focused. And number 5, smell this oil during the time that you need to most concentrate. So this is a great oil when you need to learn and grow because it takes you out of the fear of change and the uncertainty of the future, and it puts you in the present so that you can focus. So there is nothing beneficial for us to focus on in the past, and there is nothing productive for us to worry about in the future. Being here and now is where we learn and grow. Here and now. That's it. That's all we got. All right, our spiritual self awaken. Oh, this contains 26 individual essential oils, and it helps you to become aware of your limitless potential and create positive life changes which happens when you elevate your mind to the next level. And isn't that what personal development is? It's elevating your mind to the next level. So when I use this, when I have an idea or a goal that hasn't materialized and I need to wake it up, that's when I use it. Or I use it when I don't know about an idea that's in me, but I know it's there and I know it needs to come out. So I mean, this has beautiful oils like ylang-ylang, geranium, sandalwood, rose, neroli, frankincense, hyssop, blue tansy. It's amazing. Diffuse it, inhale it, use it when you have an idea or a goal that hasn't materialized and you need to wake it up. That's when you use it. All right, let's talk about books. These are amazing. I dig these books. So Lindsay Elmore has just updated her essential oil book, and it's now 75 answers to common questions about essential oils and supplements. This is a phenomenal book to learn because it has a lot of common myths and things that people believe, like, oh, lavender oil, creates a hormonal response in young boys to where they actually, grow breasts. No, no. Read that book. Read that book. It'll educate you. You'll learn. For your emotional self, Kurt Schnaubelt is amazing. He has several books. The Healing Intelligence of Essential Oils is amazing because it gets into the science. And it actually triggers an emotional response when you start learning about the science of essential oils. It is phenomenal. I highly recommend it. For your mental body, anything John Maxwell, frankly. Anything John Maxwell. But he's got about 80 books. So I think a good start is with the 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth, because he goes into the law of awareness and the law of intentionality. If you are not starting your day and going through your day with intentionality, then life is happening to you. And you will feel that life is happening to you. And you'll say things like, why does this keep happening to me? Well, nothing's happening to you. Okay? That's why you need this book. It's amazing. It will develop a part of yourself to where you can say, life isn't happening to me. I'm happening to life. And you become intentional. That's just one of the laws. And then for your spiritual self, the Vibrational Medicine book. Oh my gosh. This handbook of subtle energy therapies by Dr. Richard Gerber changed my life. This book talks about energy healing, crystals, flower therapies, essential oils, sound therapy, color therapy. Oh my gosh, everything. Backs it up with science, comes at it from an MD medical perspective, citations up the wazoo, appeals to the geeky side of my brain. I love this book because it also appeals to the woo-woo side of my brain. Phenomenal, phenomenal book. It'll give you a whole new appreciation for how the body works from a spiritual perspective. It's phenomenal. All right, and if you are new to Young Living, because I've been talking about Young Living, either enroll with the person who invited you, or you can come into my team, because here's what I'm finding that a lot of people don't realize about Young Living. You just don't buy a kit to get your wholesale account. You actually join up with somebody. And so you're going to want to join up with somebody that you want to link arms with, that you want to learn with, that you actually want to get on this wellness journey with. And I meet a lot of people who say, Allie, I linked up with the wrong person. And it's like, well, just get the best education that you can. So enroll with the person who invited you, or you're welcome to come into my team where I got loads of education, and I have a private Facebook page with more education even beyond what you're getting here. And, just go to youngliving.com and click on Become a Member. Pick your starter kit, which is a huge value, and then you get a wholesale account. It's great. It's like going to Costco, but instead of paying a fee to get in, you actually get a kit with essential oils and a diffuser. It's awesome. So I would love to connect with you on my social media pages. So on Instagram, find me under Allie Phillips Pet Oils. On Facebook and YouTube, I'm under Manifested Harmony. And if you have any questions, just post them in the comments below. And I hope that you see that learning and personal development is a form of self-care, and that you can also take care of yourself when you are in the process of learning and growing yourself. So take care, everybody, and thank you for joining in this month.